Greetings, friends and enemies. Welcome back to Art by Flan. Today we have another fun time old art sketchbooky thing. You know what I call them. Golden Oldies, that's it. I couldn't think of it for some reason. Anyway, this sketchbook, if we open it up in here, looks to be from 2008, maybe late 2008 and maybe some early 2009. Looking through here, apparently when I was dating these, I couldn't find the exact time frame, but let's say it's somewhere around there. So what do we got in the pocket here? We got some pocket stuff. This looks like, oh, this was Lost fan art. Because it was the episode, I can't remember which season it's in. Spoilers if you haven't seen Lost, I guess. Where you find out Desmond named his son Charlie. And so I drew a picture, like the ghost of the original Charlie from the original survivors, sort of meeting with him. And I guess I didn't have enough room here because I remember finishing this up digitally. And back here, oh, no, never mind. So I couldn't fit him how I wanted him on this page, so I traced Charlie's basic outline and drew him here and sort of stuck them together digitally. Okay, that's what I did, so yeah. Oh no, I know what happened. I spilled on this one. Looks like I spilled something. You know, I thought I knew what I was doing with that piece. Apparently I didn't, but anyway, it ended up finished and it was Lost fan art. Let me try and weasel this back in here and bump the camera all around a bit. Alright, moving on. We have the first page, which is blank as always. And then we have some fan art of... Okay, so this has to be late 2008, early 2009. Hold on, I got some on my finger now. This has to be, because this is sort of my look at the time. Of course, I had my headband. I have this jacket that I got that I had for literal years. It was a Nightmare Before Christmas... There's something on my nail that's bothering me. A Nightmare Before Christmas jacket. It had, like, Jack across the front in cool font. And then, like, in a lighter blue ink, it had all the residents of Halloween Town on it, and then it had like a nice cutout of Jack on the back. It was really nice, really comfy, and I loved it. But the reason I know this has had to be at least the start, of my senior year, which would have been late 2008, was because I have a guitar here, and I took a guitar class the first semester of my senior year. So that's how I guess I dated this. So there you go. There's some information about me you might have known. Moving on, we have more art of the X. God, we're getting out of this. Hopefully by the next sketchbook, we'll be mostly out of this slump here, okay? Here's hoping and praying. I have to move the sketchbook around a lot because one, it doesn't all fit on my camera, and two, I just drew in different places on the pages. But anyway, yeah, some more art of him. Again, you can sort of see the style I currently have emerging at this point. So here's a doodle of me. I'll always do that of me. And also some great meme doodles. I'm a charging my laser was really big when I was a senior. And also, what was it called? I can't remember. It was some kind of, like, spoof energy drink thing. And it said to give you energy legs. So that's what I was drawing there. But it was great memeing it up in high school, y'all. This is apparently... Oh, this is Twilight fan art. Good God in heaven. I think the last book came out during that time. And this one is Edward and Emmett. And who had mind reading? Was it Edward who had mind reading powers? I don't know. I haven't read this book in centuries. But anyway, apparently he was thinking of Bella naked all the time. So I drew... Also, that was my phone. I'm sorry. Naked all the time. So I drew that. There's a line in it where she says she's in her underpants. I have dogs barking. Just a second. Okay. Got that taken care of. Anyway, I think this was based on the first book where he tells her she smells nice or something. Emmett and Edward being jerks. I don't know about what's going on with Rosalie here. I don't know. This is some Twilight stuff. I don't know if you can even read it, but whatever. Twilight stuff. That's what this is. Now they're scratched at the door. You can't come in, doggies. I don't know who or what this is, but it's a head. So there you go. Got nice head stuff going on. The floating head. This was... I don't know what this was. I genuinely couldn't tell you what, in fact, this was. But it's nice anime stuff going on. Hold on. Take this in here. Nice anime stuff going on with the main character and then the moody headshot. And also, why is his ear so small and down here? The world may never know. I guess I've always had problems with ears size and placement. This was a Halloweeny doodle with like a jacket based off of Harley Quinn, because I was really into her at some point, and I got out of her pretty quickly, so I got that going for me, which is nice. Oh, I know what this was. This is Play My Doodle. So, in my senior year, I went to Vegas to visit my uncle and aunt who live near there. And it's sort of a going away thing on my DeviantArt page. I drew myself with a suitcase and in that hoodie I liked, and then I drew my character Nan as sort of a Vegas showgirl to let people know I was going to be out of town, so I wouldn't be posting any art or updating or anything. That was a fun trip too. I'd like to go back to Vegas for a lot of different reasons. So anyway, here is me and the X again, in that vampire alternate universe whatever nonsense I was doing a lot of at the time. More floating heads in the world of nothing. This was after I got back from Vegas, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I wanted to do like a stage show thing and his sexy assistant, which was me and the X. So I thought that's what that is. I really like the detail on him. I like this, like the outfit. So, who knows? You might see that again in the future. This is nothing. This is not, no. I also sort of like how I was doing faces. Like, they're not proportional or great or anything. But I liked how I was doing them, and you can definitely see the influence they had on my current work. I don't know if this was... I think this was supposed to be, like, Total Drama Island style, I'm pretty sure. I think. I'm not 100%, but I think so. Because I got real into that when it first premiered on American television, so there you go, there's that. I've been doing style challenges before it was fucking cool, hell yeah. More moody art of me and the X. This is not new if you've watched any of my other sketchbook tours. I think this was supposed to be Edward and Bella's daughter, whose name I forgot, but I don't know how I could forget it because it was the stupidest name I'd ever heard. I'm sorry if that's your name, whatever it was, but I thought it was really dumb when I first read it, so you got that going for you, which is nice. Sorry I called your name dumb. Moody art of an unfinished floating head. Like, this is the pinnacle of high school art right here. Unfinished floating heads or miscellaneous eyeballs. That's like grade A high school art stuff. This is actually Jakku, I'm pretty sure. Look at that, guys. I have an OC at the time and I drew it. I definitely liked where I was at with clothing at this point. I don't know where this outfit came from or what she's doing, but here she is. Looking snazzy. Oh, I wish I knew. I think this is where we get into Christmas. Yeah, this is where we get, yep, because I have names down here. This is where we get into Christmas art. Like I said before in previous ones, I would open up requests around the holidays just for free art, simple doodles with flat color, just to get in the spirit of giving. I haven't done it in a long time. This one was for my friend Sam, who wanted a spooky nurse. This was for my friend Andy, who wanted either herself or one of her OCs. It's like a Cheshire cat with a bag of donuts, I think. So there we go. This was for somebody else, Sailor Crystal Phoenix, it says. I think this was two of their, like, Sailor Senshi OCs, or the Senshi and her prince or whatever. I'm not sure. But there's this one. This was for Limkik's Limkick. This is two of their OCs. Again, I think they were Sailor Senshi OCs because I had a lot of Otaku Senshi artist followers at that time. So, got that going for us. This was from my buddy Nalori. I haven't heard from her in a while, actually. But this was actually two of our characters. That she created a character for one of the versions of Jakku's story. And so for the Christmas, she wanted the girl I came up with dressed as Mystic's Claus, and her character dressed up as an elf trying to kiss her under the mistletoe, which is pretty cute, actually. I think it's those two characters again, just being all cute and snuggly because I was thinking about them after that and I wanted to draw them. So this was my attempt at, I love this, she's one of my favorites, an Old West Sailor Senshi. So like I said, I made up a lot of Otaku Senshi in my life, Sailor Moon fan characters for those who aren't familiar with that term, but I made up one for the Old West, and this is her. I called her Sailor Shindy, S-H-I-N-D-Y. I don't remember what shindy meant, but it's old Western slang for something. So we have this going, which I think is super duper cute, and I may actually redraw her someday. This was during the brief time I played World of Warcraft. I didn't play for very long or for very much, but I did because I loved Blood Elves. So this was myself as one. I think they're Blood Elves, whatever. Blonde, eyebrows, you know what I mean. Just a doodle of me in high school, just listening to some music, I guess. Another floating bust to add to the collection. So this was actually for my guitar class. So I drew because it was like me and a bunch of other guys in this guitar class. So what I did was I ended up drawing all of us and the different things we talked about. So we spent a lot of time also just shooting the shit in guitar class because there weren't a lot of us. And the band director, who was the teacher for that class, was really freaking cool. But I drew him as like a Sith Lord, and then this guy was a cowboy, and these guys were Smurfs because we got on the Smurfette talk, riding some goats, which I guess we also talked about. These were two other fellas as, what were they? They were the little blobs from one of those old shows. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember what they're called, but if I think of it, I'll put it up there. And this was one other guy who dressed up, who's Johnny Cash, and me as, because I was the only girl in that class, as green sleeves. Because one of the pieces we did for like our final show, which was a holiday show. So yeah, this must have been 2008. Yeah, okay. Which was a holiday show. It was a rendition of green sleeves. So I drew myself as green sleeves. I think he had this in, like, I compiled it all into one picture digitally and gave it to him as one piece. And I think he had it in his office up until he stopped working there. So he might even still have it, which I think is cool. More World of Warcraft art. Again, myself as a Blood Elf. Again, I hope that's the right term. It's been a long time, y'all. I haven't played Warcraft in fucking ages. I'm dropping a lot of F-bombs in this video. I'm very sorry. My filter is just off today. Here's some potentially naughty stuff, I guess. Why is her armpit touching her shoulder? You know what? I'm not gonna critique past me because what's the point? I already learned from that mistake. But there's whatever this is going on. I kind of like the concept. Maybe do better on the pose. Find reference or something. This was for another. Oh, this must be more holiday art. This was for Banished Dreams. I think they still make doll art, but this was two of their OCs being cute, I guess. This was from an old friend, Beepo. This was two of her OCs, I think, and she just wanted the Miss Chibi, so that's what I drew for her. Those are old DeviantArt friends. This was for another actually this was for a Dolling Forum friend who followed me on DeviantArt. This is one of her OCs. I can't remember, her name's written down here, but I cannot for the life of me remember how to pronounce it, so, oh well. This was for another this is for another holiday request. This is just somebody's OC. And this is for my like Happy Holidays banner. These are two of my pets. So we had an old goat, and we called her Nanny Goat. She had a name at one point, but it sort of just devolved into Nanny Goat, and she was one of those fainting goats. And she lived for so long and got so old. Like, bless her heart. Like, she got to the point where she couldn't even faint anymore. Her back legs would just lock up and she'd try to hobble away. So he made sure she was safe so predators wouldn't get her because she couldn't really fake dead. She also ended up getting trampled by some horses, and it broke off one of her horns, and she had taken a beating in her life, but she was the sweetest old nanny goat you could ever want. And she, not ironically, she happened to be friends with my pet Banny Rooster. I don't know if I talked about him before, but I had a pet Banny Rooster. And if you're not familiar with Banny Roosters, they're just small roosters, like tiny little roosters. Or Banny chickens in general, but I had a rooster. But they were best friends. Like, he would jump up on her back and she'd just waddle around eating grass, and he'd just nestle up there and sit around with her. And she passed away long before he did. And then when we finally figured out that something in the woods had finally gotten him and he was no longer with us, that I drew this little picture of them being, together again in the afterlife and being the buddies that they were. Obviously I couldn't draw goats or chickens, but it's the thought that counts. So there you go, there's my goat story. More fantasy art of me and the X. This was us as 1920s alcohol bootleggers. I like this concept. I like it quite a lot. I like the finished version of this too. It might not be on DeviantArt. I think I hit a bunch of old art and this one was in it. But this is a nice piece and I'm digging it still after all these years. Here's more holiday art of me as Cindy Lou Who from Grinch Stole Christmas and my character Non. He's not really the Grinch, but he and I are decorating for Christmas, so there's that. I think it's cute as hell. I think this was more moody art of me and the X in like another fantasy setting. Sort of separate the actual avatar I had for him and his fantasy him. I gave the fantasy him longer hair, so that's why you're seeing a lot of that happen. So, okay, couple of explanations. So this is Cap'n from Animal Crossing, and he always, if you're a female player, he will hit on you. And I think in almost every game he's in, he will hit on you just a little bit. So I drew a little Animal Crossing girl telling him he's freaking creepy. And this one, I had a dream about my art teacher. And that in the dream, like, he and a bunch of, like, clones of his were grazing in an open field, but they all had, like, moose antlers. So I just drew him as, with moose antlers, like how I saw him in the dream, only more cartoonized. So that's that. That's a dream I'll never forget. Apparently I was feeling sad. That's why it's, like, this big on the page. But some moody art with a big head and some pillows. I don't know if there's any story behind this or anything, but the anatomy's weird. But I like this little hair clip, and I don't know what I was doing with the tattoos, but I was having a good time, I guess. I like the hands. They're not great hands, but I like them for what they are. This is early art of Jakku and Banira, just being all lovey-dovey and cute. Again, back before I redesigned him, well, both of them. I didn't redesign Jakku completely, just mostly, but he got a complete overhaul if you've seen any of my recent works of him. Art of me, I guess. I was still fat in high school, but I just drew myself then because I couldn't draw fat people. And I also had this self-esteem issue. I'm not saying I don't have self-esteem issues now, but I definitely did then and just didn't want to draw myself fat. More old art of Banira. Again, he's been completely overhauled. I might redraw this. I don't know. And here's my attempt at male anatomy. I mean, my male anatomy is still pretty poor, but better than it was, if nothing else. I wish I knew what this was, friends. I wish I knew what this was. Maybe I'm getting, like, maybe vague Kingdom Hearts fan ideas or something. I don't know. We have this big thing about uniform. It's a long story, so maybe that's what it is. Oh, yep, that's what it is. So so in high school, we all went through that Kingdom Hearts phase. Well, we didn't stop being in a Kingdom Hearts phase. But anyway, we wanted to do our own Organization 13 kind of thing. So this is my nobody. Had a big metal arm, which I still have her. Her name's Index, which is just Danny's messed around with an X. But anyway, I still have her, actually, and you can probably see more about her on my DeviantArt if you're actually that curious. She doesn't look like this anymore. She still has an arm though. This was me as a cow, because my persona is a cow. There you go, I have a persona. If you wanted to know that, now you don't. This little taggy thinks it's 2009, because I guess that's the year. Me and the X again. I really just want to skip all of these, but if I did that, I'd be skipping half the sketchbook. A more realistic attempt at me and the X again. So here were the nobodies. Not the nobodies, the heartless I came up with for mine for my nobody, because she like ran a circus at some point or something. So I made like 3. Well, here are 2, but in the end she has 3 like different circus-themed special heartless that she can summon, kind of like boss heartless. So there was like a trapeze artist, a lion tamer, and then a ball walker, I think. Those might still also be up on DeviantArt if you're curious about that portion. That's what I was designing here. Apparently it was me, and I was very annoyed. I also used to have long hair. For anyone wondering, Danny, why are you drawing yourself with long hair? It was only after high school that I cut all my hair off. Oh, okay, here you go. Here is my nobody as the heartless circus ringleader thing. So this is that sort of design. Not a bad piece. Not a great piece, not a bad piece. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Jaku, so got that going. A lot of naked people, too. Who needs clothes? I still don't like jaw clothes. Ruin the good bodies I practice on. A little chibi of myself being sad. That's not news for this period in my life. Me and the ex again. Like, jeez. Come on, past Andy. Get a grip, get a life, and get over it. You know, I wish I knew why I drew the ex with a flamethrower, but I think it was something we talked about of him having a flamethrower, so I ended up drawing that, which, to be honest, at the time, that's a pretty good flamethrower. Not even gonna lie. Here's apparently a character sheet of me at the time. Let's see. Has straight hair most of the time, wavy naturally. Oh yeah, because I straighten my hair every morning before school. Shirt under jacket varies. I had lots of shirts. I liked messenger bags, and I had my MP3 player, who was Richard, who's like a 30 gigabyte Zune. I also wore the same headband every day. I had my class ring and my senior key. My belt was this black and white striped sash that I wore. I had black Chuck Taylors or checkered, black and white checkered Vans. And on my hand, I always had, because I loved Lost so much, every morning, or maybe every night after I showered, I would wrap the fingers of my left hand in like medical tape and write fate on them like Charlie did in the show, like every day for my senior year. I was dedicated, if nothing else. Okay, this was my character Apollo. He was one of those fun little niche characters that never opened their eyes. I loved him. I might bring him back in some capacity, but this says, I'm Apollo. I'm wise with life lessons. I think it was supposed to be Desmond and little Charlie from Lost. As you can tell, I wasn't great with likenesses or, you know, whatever. Old art of Jaku. What I do like, though, is for some reason, I feel like all this fabric looks and feels really thin, which is what I wanted, but I don't know, I like it. A lot of the fabrics I do feel really thick right now. So apparently this is me and the ex again. I don't know why this subject of long hair, him with long hair came up, but I ended up destroying this doodle of me braiding it. And it just says, because I like you, your death will be swift and painless. I mean, this is L from Death Note, I'm pretty sure, but he's feeling all wiggly. I wish I had context for this. I don't. I wish I did. This is actually Jaku and Aries. I recently posted a picture of what he looks like now on my Instagram. That's what I was looking for, so that's what's going on there. I think that's Aries anyway. I don't know. I couldn't tell my male dudes apart at the time. This is Jaku. Kind of want to redraw this, actually. That's a good look for her. Like, man, I might redo that. We'll see. I always say that with a lot of these pictures. Oh, I'll redo this. I'm going to put the sketchbook away and never do it. This is, oh yeah, this is Jaku and Banira again. Again, I've had those two forever, and I really love them quite a lot. So here we're going to get into, that was the end of the sketchbook, by the way. Ended on a strong note, at least. But now we've got some other art, just some loose leaf stuff. I don't know what's in here, so this is going to be a venture for us together. I think this was my fantasy persona. I'm not sure. I wish I knew. Okay, so this is my friend Robert, and he was in ROTC, and he would like to, he could French braid. I'm pretty sure he could French braid. So he'd go around helping all the ROTC girls French braid their hair for whatever, when they had their uniforms checked or whatever. And we were also really into, this is old, this is 2007, into the Weebles thing, Mango. So we just started calling him Mango, the exotic erotic hairdresser. So that's what that is. Here's more nobody doodles, I mean heartless doodles. So I have like one that's apparently little bombs. Here's the lion tamer again. I don't know, I think these were just like rabbits or something inspired, like heartless, that were kind of lower tier. I don't know, I had a system. Okay, here's the ball roller. Again, these better versions, I think, of these are available on my DeviantArt. You can see them. But I really like the concept of my nobody being sort of this spring leader and then having these three boss heartless you have to get through or whatever. So there's that going for me, which is nice. Oh, we went through a pirates phase, so this is me, a fantasy. I'm just calling it my fantasy Sona. As a pirate, obviously Jack Sparrow inspired. I think I drew this in French class. Oh, this was me hugging a humanization of my MP3 player, Richard. He was just this cute little guy in a suit and tie. This was a comic. Apparently. Oh yeah, the ex's birthday was around Christmas, so I was doing him nice things. And I ended up making him a zombie cake because he liked zombies and zombie movies, and it was not well received, obviously. Here are more comics. I'm not sure what that is or what it's for, but there you go. Somebody got punched. Oh, here's a boarding pass. Oh, I think this is when we went to Vegas. Haha, cool. It's all faded and chip. I think that's when we went to Vegas. Here's an art study sheet for the final exam. Here is this. I think it there's names in here, so it must have been a holiday art thing, so. Oh, this is for another friend. They wanted their persona hugging Non, who is a precious angel babe. One day I'll do a video about him, I swear. One day I'll do a video about him. Nobody seems to be like clamoring for information on Non, but he's on my bucket list of things to do a video about because he's very special to me. I don't know, some kind of... I guess this is supposed to be furry art, but she just got a human face, a little nose, and some ears, so listen, I was learning. It was a process. I think this was for... Oh, I think these are for my French teacher. She asked me to do like job-centric things or something for her class. So I drew this little girl dreaming of being a scientist, women in the STEM field, even when I was, you know, a kid. I drew this little boy who wanted to be... Okay, I drew the boy and the clouds, but I think... Go away, fly. My friend Justin, because his lines are usually pretty dark and bold, drew the astronaut for me. So he wants to be an astronaut. This girl wants to serve in the military. These are super duper cute, actually. This boy wanted to be a doctor. Look how cute. Oh, that's... Woo! What was that? Hold up. Hold up. I'm pretty sure... Oh, this is my first semester classes. Whoops! You didn't need to see that. This one was not a holiday gift. This was part of a Secret Santa I was in. So this was their characters based on Earth and Fire. And I remember doing this, sketching it traditionally, and then finishing it digitally. It might still be on my DeviantArt, but no promises on that one. And it looks like, oh, it looks like more, this last one here is stuff about Jaku's original story. She was originally, well, not her original story, but one of her incarnations. She was a steampunk airship captain, and I describe her as strong-willed, bossy, but loving and gentle. Her mechanic was named Wright, and he was a drinker. Ares was a stalker. Issa here was her like silent guardian protector kind of guy. I don't remember the rest of his story. And then we had the Fates, who were based off of Greek mythology and the Fates. So thank you very much for watching. That has been a look at my sketchbook. If you like what you see, don't forget to click that like button. I do these old art sketchbook tours bi-monthly, and I do regular sketchbook tours of what I'm working on now, also bi-monthly. So every month you get a sketchbook tour, and every other month it's old, and then the next month it's new. So you know what I mean. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, again, don't forget to click that subscribe button. You can leave a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to click that little dingly bell on the end there so that you get notified every time I post a video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye.